Hello viewers, today we're going to review the movie Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs from 1937. It was the first full-length animated feature by Disney Studios. And it was one of those cases where if it had failed, Disney Studios would have died. But since it was highly successful, it continued on. And we had many great classics afterward. And here's how the story differs from the book, actually. In the book, she actually dies. There is no sleeping death. She dies from the poison apple. In this, she doesn't die. It's a sleeping death. Where if she gets true love's first kiss, she wakes up. It's kind of similar to a different story that we're going to talk about later. But here's the things that I love about the film. It gets you emotionally invested. One minute you're happy, one minute you're scared, one minute you're yelling at the dwarves, and then next minute you're crying over her sleeping death. And that's what you want in a film. You want the gamut of emotion. You want to be invested in it. You want to just enjoy the film. Another thing about it, it was the first time anyone had tried a full-length animated feature. Nobody else had tried it before. It was a brand new concept. And luckily, it worked wonders. But it was a risk. It was a big risk. They spent a lot of money to make this film for 1937 standards. I mean, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I'm going to tell you this. It's one of those things where they would have gone bankrupt if it had failed. And it didn't fail. Its first time in the theater, it made $20 million. And that is a highly successful back in those days. That's like the equivalent to like a billion, like $1 billion nowadays. And it's amazing. And that was from an animated film. And for all your negative Nancy's that said, oh, it's different from the book. It's different from the book. Well, every Disney film has to have a happily ever after. I mean, if you ever notice that. But in the actual story, there is no happily ever after. There's no, the prince comes and goes off with her and gets married and has children and blah, blah, blah. It's just, they had to do that for the family element. It's a family film. You can't make the children walk out crying their eyes out. But, and that's why they did that. And I applaud them for that. And it was the first cartoon in color. It was the first time anything had been done in color. Nobody else had tried at the time. Disney was the first one. And it was one of my favorite films when I was a kid because I watched it during its 50th anniversary. And I was laughing at times, I was crying at times, I was happy, I was enjoying her interactions with the dwarves. It was so much fun. And that's what I want in a movie. So, how would I rate this movie? It's definitely one of the, it will be probably an 85 to 90, probably closer to 90, because it had everything a movie should have. especially in the emotions department. I felt it the whole way, and I bet everybody that was in that movie theater felt that movie the whole way. And if you did not feel it when the dwarves found her in the sleeping death, oh, that was a heartbreaking scene. And if it's right up there in Disney lore when it comes to heartbreaking scenes, with the fairies finding Aurora after she pricked her finger, and Mufasa's death. It's right up there. You can't do film better than that, or much better than that. And if you really want to know something, I recommend this to anybody. I'd recommend it to even my best friends, my worst enemies. I don't care. This is a great film, and I hope you enjoyed it too. Thank you, and have a nice day.